Hello and welcome to yet another interesting segment of the newspaper review here on TAF TV for today, the 23rd day of August 2022. My name is Cyril Aloysius and thanks for joining me. And with me, looking at the papers with me today is Mr. Sunny Gamora. You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you.
And today we'll be starting first by looking at the Vanguard. And amongst the headlines in the Vanguard here, this one says, at NBA Summit, our plans for Nigeria by Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi. At NBA Summit, our plans for Nigeria by Atiku, Tinubu, and Obi. That's on page 5. And on page 35, we have PDP crisis. PDP crisis. Wike others jet out for critical meeting. PDP crisis. Wike others jet out for critical meeting. That's according to source on page 35. And on page 8, we have oil theft experts. Others indict FG. Security agencies as Equatorial Guinea arrest tanker. That's on page 8. And on page 7, we have aviation crisis. Aviation crisis. We are currently engaging CBN. Others on $600 million block funds. That's according to Lai Mohammed on page 7 of the Vanguard. And on page 8, we have ahead of resumption. FG committed to safe schools. Ahead of resumption, FG committed to safe schools. That's according to CDS on page 8 as well. And on page 12, we have military airstrikes. Level Fial by Uram's terrorist enclave. Military airstrikes level Fial by Uram's terrorist enclave. That's on page 12. On page 14, we have what we are doing to revive Ajeokuta, ALSCON, NNMC, and others. That's according to Oko on page 14. And lastly, on page 11, we have Soyinka questions FG. Why ban Ipob and leave Miyetti Allah? Why ban Ipob and leave Miyetti Allah? That's Soyinka, Professor Soyinka questioning the federal government on page 11 of the Vanguard, okay? That's the much we can take in the Vanguard newspaper for today. You want more details on those headlines you heard? Do get a copy of the Vanguard for yourself. All right, Mr. Sunny, which of the headlines you want to talk about?
Okay, I want to talk about Miyetti Allah.
Okay.
You know, just like what Soyinka was saying, you know, why would you ban Ipob? You know, Ipob, from the day they started agitation, when this government came in, they were very quick to declare them a terrorist group. So why would you ban some
And leave some.
and leave some?
So you think the government, the federal government, are not being fair right now?
They are not at all. You know, and you know that this country is divided on ethnic and religions lines.
Yes.
You understand? So if you are doing something, you have to equal it.
Yes.
If you are
Create a balance.
Yes. If you are saying this side is taking 50, you have to give 50 also to this other side, so that nobody feel cheated. And nobody feel that been left out. You understand?
Because from this, a lot of persons are beginning to, should I say, beginning to think that indeed there's a plan to actually Islamize the country. I mean, since the Miyetti Allah has to do with the Muslims.
Yeah, you know, that has always been a rumor. You understand? Even Nigeria is too big for you to say you want to create a particular kind of religion. You know, this is not Turkey. You understand? Okay, where everybody speaks the same language. We have over 500 languages in Nigeria. So, and everybody have something that they are worshiping. You understand? Besides Christianity and Islamism or Islam. You understand? There are still some people that practice the traditional African religion. You understand? So we have atheists among us. We have Buddhism among us. You understand? So the religions are so much. So
you're saying that even if it is true that the government actually has plans, there are plans actually to Islamize the country, that's going to be very difficult to achieve.
I wouldn't say the government. Even though the sitting president is a Muslim, you don't have to come and say, okay, you want to drive Muslim down the throat of everybody. I don't see that happening.
But the Muslim ticket actually goes a long way in trying to justify that fact, don't you think?
Me, I'm not for one, I'm not this kind of person that will say, okay, it must be Muslim, Christian ticket, or it must be Muslim ticket. Me, what we are Nigerians are asking this time in
Okay.
question is credibility.
Okay.
Let credible people rule us. Let people that have the expertise rule us. Don't become a president and start dishing out ministerial appointments
Okay.
because, oh, these were the people that handed you the money bags, these were the people that rigged the election for
Okay.
you, so therefore he has to be minister of
But
information.
you do spoke about you did talk about creating balance, right?
Yes, creating
Yes.
balance in the sense that, because just like I said, that Nigeria is divided along the line of ethnicism
Okay.
and religion. So if you as a sitting Muslim person is saying, okay, um just be fair, in your judgment. But
Okay.
even though
Okay.
the Muslim ticket is not going well with a lot of Nigerians, for me, I don't see it as a problem if the people are credible and are going to bring the desired change that we so much yearn for in this country.
Okay, so back to what Soyinka is telling the federal government right now. You actually think it's actually partial on the side of the government not to ban the Miyetti Allah and then go ahead to ban Ipob.
Yes, it's partial.
Okay.
And you can see it even with the way they react to things.
Okay, that's the take of Mr. Sunny Gomorai on that particular headline. Let's move over now to the Daily Sun. ISWAP leader, others feared dead in NAF raid. As fighter jets bombard more terrorists, strongholds in Sambisa forest. That's on page 4. ISWAP leader, others feared dead in NAF raid. As fighter jets bombard more terrorist strongholds in Sambisa forest. That's on page 4 of the Daily Sun. And on page 6, we have Atiku, Tinubu, Obi lament state of nation. Atiku, Tinubu, Obi lament state of nation. Unfold plan of action to solve country's problems. Chimamanda also grieves over nation's situation. That's on page 6 of the Daily Sun. And next on page 28, we have Osun Tribunal orders substituted service on Adeleke. Osun Tribunal orders substituted service on Adeleke. That's on page 28. And on page 4, we have Rivers. Rivers vows clampdown on sellers of illegal refined petroleum products. Rivers vows clampdown on sellers of illegal refined petroleum products. That's on page 4. And on page 6, we have Governor Sanwo-Olu courts Igbo. Governor Sanwo-Olu courts Igbo. Let's remain united for peace, political stability in Lagos, he pleads. That's on page 6. And on page 7, we have Kwankwaso betrayed, humiliated me. That's according to Shekarau. That's on page 7. Kwankwaso betrayed and humiliated me. That's Shekarau saying on page 7. And on page 8, we have military governors team up to fight terrorism, boost education. That's on page 8. And lastly, we have on page 7, okay, we already had that before in the Vanguard. This one says Soyinka slams FG for prescribing Ipob and leaving Miyetti Allah untouched. That's on page 7. Okay, that's the much we can take in the Daily Sun. And just before we move straight to our next and last paper, Mr. Sunny Gomorai, what do you have to say concerning the headlines?
Yes, I would like to talk about the air raid by the Nigerian Air Force.
Okay.
You understand?
ISWAP. ISWAP
Now they
leader.
are telling us that the leader of Boko Haram, the present leader, Faye Bayarum, or something like of
Yes.
sorts, is dead. So we had Shekau was dead. But so this Sambisa forest, I want to ask, what is in this forest that they cannot totally overhaul the forest? If a place like Sambisa truly exists, why is it taking us years to overhaul the forest? To completely wipe out this
terrorists.
yes, these terrorists from this forest. Can't the federal troop or federal government
Comb this forest down.
this forest,
Yes.
like overtake, just like level this forest?
Okay.
It's
okay.
a forest, for crying
Yes.
out loud. Can't they totally...
I mean, it's not like we have civilians. I mean, like civilians, harmless civilians
So,
who actually go and live
yes,
in the
because from
forest.
what is playing out right now, it clearly shows that Nigerian government already knows where the terrorists
It's
are,
okay.
which is the Sambisa forest. Because every time we hear the bomb, air raid Sambisa forest,
Mm,
this forest is it so big or is it so thick that they cannot totally comb this forest and fish out these terrorists completely?
mm.
Because I really don't understand.
Okay, so do you think the delay, or yeah, the delay in the government's taking an action on combing down Sambisa Forest totally, do you see that delay as giving truism to the fact that just maybe the government has a hand?
I wouldn't say I'm not I wouldn't say I have the facts like I have all the information, but
Mm,
from the things that have played out previously, you can see that some people have come to even accuse people, notable people in this country
okay,
of sponsoring Boko Haram. Someone in the Senate has been accused before. You understand?
okay,
So what we were expecting was that the government would have investigated these people or even arrest them and do a thorough investigation, but they're still working freely in Nigeria. You understand? So we just me I feel that this present government has not been sincere with the fight
mm,
for Boko Haram. And what is Boko Haram? Boko Haram simply means chase out Western education.
mm,
And you can see that Boko Haram started properly with when these Almajiri schools were built. And why were those schools built? They were built to educate the 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 Fulani sects, those that don't access Western education. They
okay,
only go through these Arabic schools. But the past government said no, let us give them a proper education. You can also go to your Islamic school and still have Western education. You
okay.
understand? So from the name Boko Haram, you will see that there are people behind that is sponsoring this
Mm.
this group.
Okay, let's not dwell much on the Daily Sun, that headline from the Daily Sun. Let's move straight now to our next and last paper for today. That's The Nation. We have Tinubu, Atiku, Obi roll out plans on economy. Security. Tinubu, Obi, Atiku roll out plans on economy. Security. No work, no pay rule. NLC backs Asuu on salary arrears. No work, no pay rule. NLC backs Asuu on salary arrears. Pay lecturers to end strike. Labor urges government. Okay, and next we have two die, others injured in Lagos building collapse. Two die and others injured in Lagos building collapse. And next we have MTN Nigeria rolls out 5G. And on page 4 of The Nation, we have Why I Dumped NNPP by Shekarau. On page 4, Why I Dumped NNPP by Shekarau. And on page 6, this one says, Scores of militants killed as NAF jets hits ISWAP's camp in Sambisa. Right? And on page 13, we have lawyer. EFCC can probe state account, finances. And lastly, on page 27, we have tribunal grants Oyetola APC access to poll materials. Oyetola. Tribunal grants Oyetola APC access to poll materials. All right, that's the much headlines we can take in The Nation for today. And just before we call it a day, Mr. Sani Gamurai, which of the headlines would you want to talk about?
Okay, I want to talk about NLC asking the federal government to
Okay,
pay the striking lecturers.
lecturers.
I also said it yesterday that it's a very wrong move because whether the federal government likes it or not, if they like, they should withhold the money for the next 1 year. The day these people resume office, they'll start pressing for their backlog. You
Hmm.
understand? And it's going to lead to another form of crisis. You understand? Because there are so much that you cannot say, okay, you want to sack all of them
Hmm.
and start a fresh employment, which is not even possible. Because this log, that is where all the experienced hands is.
Okay.
And most of them are already professors and doctors.
Okay.
You understand? So if I were in their shoes, it's just for What I would have done was to keep paying them
Okay.
while we negotiate.
I'm sorry, a quick question, Mr. Sunny. You know, recently the federal government actually supported the government of Niger Republic and with a lot of SUV cars, you know, will actually cost lots of money. And they did this in spite of the ongoing strike by Asuu. Do you also see this as one of the factors that has, you know, hardened up the hearts of these Asuu members to say, I mean, if you're not paying us our money, you're not going back to work? Because we can't be here, you know, asking you to pay us a certain amount of money and you are, you know,
Dishing out
money to,
neighboring country.
you get, because charity, they say, begins at home.
I don't really know the ties between this present Buhari-led
Personally,
government and Nigeria.
personally, I see that as one of the major reasons why. Because they're also saying things. It was all over the news lately when the president of the country, His Excellency Muhammadu Buhari, you know, came out
also taking gas pipeline to Niger Republic.
You know,
they want to do railway to
stuff like
Niger
that.
Republic.
And the one that was even more pronounced was the number of cars that was bought for security purposes.
They said it's for joint effort to fight Boko Haram.
It doesn't take away the fact that you are
So
spending money.
What is Niger Republic bringing on the table?
Yes.
You understand?
So did you see that as misplacement of priorities right now, and one of the reasons why Asuu members actually say no, we can't go back?
It just shows that the government does not really place value on education.
Okay.
You understand? Because if look at Nigeria every day, people are graduating. People don't have jobs. You understand? Then if they want to do unemployment, you now say, okay, and from the age of 20 to so years, then you will not be asking. Sometimes they will even ask for 10 years working experience, 5 years working experience. People don't really have the experience. A lot of people leaving work don't have work. So instead of you creating jobs and placing more priority on education and creation of jobs, you are telling us you are building a gas pipeline to Niger Republic. You are doing elephant projects that will not see the light of the day. So.
Okay, Mr. Sunny, thank you so much for your time on the program today. We really do appreciate you stopping by.
Thanks for having me.
Yes, and as for you who has been watching us, thank you so much for sticking to your screens till this very time. Without you, we would not be here. But unfortunately, this is where we have to draw the curtain today on the newspaper review. My name is Cyril Aloysius once again, and don't forget to follow us on all our social media platforms. On YouTube, we are TAF TV. On Instagram, we are TAF TV_NG. On Facebook, we are TAF TV. And on Twitter, we are TAF TV. And don't forget to visit www.tafmedia.com to get updated on all areas of life. Once again, it's bye-bye for now and have a wonderful day.